Hello everybody, my name is Luke Mar and this is HauteLeMode, and today on HauteLeMode we are going to be reacting to a very interesting article that recently came out. Now, I don't often react to articles or anything like that. It just doesn't really, seem to be my thing always, but this one was kind of special, seeing as how it's Vogue's top 10 important fashion shows of the 2010s. Now, if you guys don't know, the 2010s are kind of coming to a close. This is going to be the end of a whole ass decade. So it is sort of important that we talk about some of the most amazing fashion shows of the past 10 years. Before we get any further into the video though, if you guys are looking for a channel that talks about fashion in the most fun, sassy, bitchy, analytical way, this is it. You can down below, hit the subscribe button, and turn on my post notifications. I mean, like, what you have to lose, you're already here. And if you guys want to see more from me, you can follow me on Instagram at HauteLeMode. I post some pretty poppin' fashion memes. My Instagram stories are always pretty lit. And if you want to see even more from me, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at HauteLeMess. I post my personal opinions and looks, so enjoy. So getting back into the video, I think we all know that fashion is a mirror to culture and to the world. And so if you think about it, in just 1 year, there are hundreds of fashion shows. You have the fall-winter collections, the spring-summer collections, the resort collections, the pre-fall collections. Everybody's showing always. So then you multiply that by 10, and that's a lot of fashion shows. So there must be a select few in there that really are some of the greatest of this whole decade. Now, this is not actually my list. This is from a Vogue article. I didn't pick out any of these shows, actually. Although that doesn't mean that I won't be putting out a video of my top 10 favorite shows. So this video is kind of all in other people's hands. I just want to react to it and talk about it because I just think it is a really important thing that we recognize. So let's get into it. So the article was called Top 10 Shows of the 2010s, the most important collections of the 2010s by Vogue. Now, listen, it's Vogue. So, they say lots of nice things about a lot of things that aren't actually very nice. So I'm going to preface this with, I don't know what's coming, but I only can pray that it's good. Oh, so many ads. Wow, wish I had ads like that. So the article was by Nicole Phelps. So let's just get into it. I'm not going to read all that beginning stuff. Here are our top 12 collections of the 2010s. Okay, you would think you would do like 10 for the 2010s, but whatever, that's not my article, so I'm just gonna sit back and relax. First up is Celine's Spring 2010. Phoebe Philo changed it all with her Spring 2010 debut collection for Celine. I just thought I'd clean it up, make it strong and powerful, she said, a kind of contemporary minimalism. All right, let's look through the collection. I have to say, I am not crazy amazing on my Celine history. I do love Phoebe. I think we all do. This was Phoebe's debut collection, I believe. It's a spring collection, and honestly, the clothing is still very modern. These leather tops are absolutely gorgeous. They still make sense. Beautifully form-fitted. It's supple. It's gorgeous. And I think this collection really was like the beginning of that sort of Phoebe creating Celine into this really wearable woman's brand. It was a woman's brand designed by a woman, but it wasn't a Maria Grazzi in a way where it's, oh, pretty. It was smart. It was intellectual. It never really took anybody else's vantage point. It really was purely Phoebe. I think there's a real beauty in that, There really is. And it's sad to think about that she's not there anymore. Obviously over time, it's gotten more palatable, I think, but nobody will ever be Phoebe and create beautiful dresses like that, create amazing shoes, create things that women really strived to wear. I don't think often designers create things that women are dying to have. Phoebe created things that her customers went like that and their minds turned on, and there was a whole cult. There was a Phoebe Philo cult of women who loved what she did. And so it makes perfect sense why this collection ends up on that list. So I can appreciate that. Next up, they're saying Comme des Garcons Fall 2012. This is one of the collections that was big during the Met exhibit about Rei Kawakubo. Oh god, it is really beautiful. That is, those pants. The way that she created these gigantic shapes that look 2D, but in reality they're 3D. I see why this collection is on there. I think so many of Ray's collections and the Comme collections could be on this list. I know that Gaga, I think, wore one of the iconic looks from this collection. Oh my god, little Yayoi Kusama moment, if you think about it. Oh my god, Richard Quinn is shaking and quaking. Oh my god. The girls, Ray invented the floral full tour de force look. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, this is Richard Quinn. Wow. Okay, Ray, we see you, we see you. There it is. Love it. This is the look I believe Lady Gaga wore. Let's see. I'm pretty positive. Yeah, there it is. And listen, Rei Kawakubo and Comme don't just lend out to anybody. So, I mean, I think that this is a perfect collection because it plays in with the era of the pop idols of the early 2010s. Gaga, Beyonce, you know, like it does definitely hold lots of weight. And I think Rei is still powering through and creating beautiful pieces. The woman's unstoppable. She really, truly is. And we love her for it. So, okay, I see this. I love it. I'm about it. But Ray's an easy one. Any collection that you would have put on that list would have been, Saint Laurent Fall 2013. I believe that this was the collection. See, listen, I am not some like fashion historian bitch. Like, yes, I do deliver to you a good fashion history every once in a while, but like some of the girls, they have memories like fucking elephants. They are, oh my god, that's blah blah Prada 2094. And it's like, okay, we get it. You can memorize seasons and numbers. Proud of you. Was this Eddie's first collection? No, that was spring. I would have put spring on here because that was the collection when Eddie brought back the pussy bow blouses. But okay, let's go through fall 2013. I don't remember it as well, so let's see. Let's see what Nicole Phelps is saying. Oh, these are the baby doll dresses and Julia Nobis and, you know, sexy, slinky, California grunge Eddie. This was like when he was like in the throngs of having taken the Eve out of Yves Saint Laurent. People wanted to fucking stab him. He is good at, you know, making people think and talk and be mad at him. This is a gorgeous coat. Wow. Oh yeah, love the little schoolboy coat. The one thing about Eddie is his work is always impeccable. He makes nice clothes, and that's the one thing I will always say about Monsieur Eddie, because a bitch makes nice clothes. I mean, like when I really look at this collection in that 2013 age, Eddie did influence a whole sort of little mini era of the 2010s in terms of fashion. That grunge era that came back when it was baby doll dresses and leopard print jackets, and like Eddie like fueled a whole season of fast fashion. Or a few seasons of fast fashion. So I can see why this collection is on this list. Personally, I would have put the spring 2013 collection because I think that's when like he brought out the pussy bow blouses and the big hats. It was gorgeous. So I don't know if fall 2013 should be there. I would think spring. Louis Vuitton Spring 2014. This was Marc's goodbye collection, I believe, from the house of LV, which is, you know, he set the standard for Louis Vuitton. Marc Jacobs crawled so that Nicolas Gasquier could jog. This collection really incorporated all of the elements of Marc's past work. And Marc, the thing is, was given such creative freedom at LV because, I mean, the amount of money that he made. I mean, between like the Takashi Murakami bags and the Yayoi Kusama bags, he really was making fucking oodles of money. And in reality, it makes sense as to why he was allowed to, you know, put on these gigantic, over-the-top, crazy collections, because he was making them so much money. Although I have heard that it wasn't the easiest time for the designers that were working underneath Marc. And I believe Dimna Vasalia, who currently does Balenciaga, discussed that in reality. He said it was like Project Runway. Marc would be gone for 3 months, and then in less than a week, you'd have to whip up a whole collection. So, I mean, you know, this collection really was a culmination of all of the Marc Jacobs crazy collection that people died and lived for. And it also is just, in general, a beautiful collection. I mean, even if you look at the skirt, this is the print from the bags that made LV so much money at that period. So he was incorporating all of these amazing ideas that he had had throughout his collection. And so it really was like a beautiful goodbye collection to LV from Marc. So, oh my god, look how cute he looks. Little nugget. He's so different now. So yeah, I see that. I think that's a great collection to put on there. Rick Owens Spring 2014. This is one of my favorite Rick Owens collections because essentially Rick had all of these steppers. I can step. Bam. He had all of these steppers actually debut all of his clothes. And I think if you think about it, the 2010s is a decade where fashion left that sort of like idealized fantasy of like the supermodels and all of that and really sort of really crashed into the real world and was like, oh shit. So this is what we're doing now. And I think this collection is a perfect place to see that Rick was addressing the idea of diversity and, you know, wasn't just gonna have pretty little models, you know, on his runway. I think that's amazing. I remember watching this collection. I mean, you can watch, you know, the models just step the whole time. It's so amazing. They're wearing their sneakers. They're wearing these amazing Rick looks. And the thing is, I think it's such a perfect example of people saying, oh, we can't dress plus size women. We don't know how to design for them, blah, blah, blah. Rick did it and it wasn't hard. Listen, the girls look great. Like, they really, truly look amazing. And the thing is, I think a lot of times with plus size women or just women that aren't sample size, shout out to Kimberly True. I think that, you know, people really try and make it this whole difficult thing. Somehow Rick is making amazing, you know, beautiful baby doll dresses that incorporate his aesthetics. It's not just super feminized and it's not hyper masculine either. It really creates these beautiful shapes that you really have to look at and really, you know, think about and see. Like, this is just an amazing look. A beautiful vest, a short little dress. It's perfect with a sneaker. It's gorgeous. This is how we should all be dressing nowadays, honestly. Is there a video? Just so that you guys can, like, see. Boo, Vogue, you suck. Anyway, you should watch that collection. I do think this is actually a very smart collection to put on this list when I think about it. At first, when I first saw it, I was like, like there are better Rick Owens collections, but I think that this is a perfect example of the transition between that era of fantasy and big fashion and globalization into the era that we're coming into now, which is much more intellectual, is much more open, is a lot less elitist and a lot less privileged. It really is, you know, sort of like the changing of the guards, if you think about it. Oh, my favorite collection, Chanel Fall 2014. This is the collection that like got me into fashion. Not that I like didn't like it before, but I think this Chanel collection, which was the grocery store collection and still my favorite collection and still my immediate go-to fashion soundtrack. I listen to it all the time. It's one of the only soundtracks saved on my phone. I could walk down the street to it like it's nobody's business. I think this was, you know, Carl's Magnus Opum. Opioid? Magnus Opus? Magnus Opus. Magnum Opus. I don't know. Whatever the fucking word for it is. This to me was Carl's best collection in terms of creating a spectacle. The man made a gigantic grocery store and every single thing in there was branded with Chanel. And if that is not the epitome of Karl Lagerfeld and Chanel during Karl Lagerfeld's tenure, okay, I don't know what is. I think the clothes did an amazing job of accentuating this sort of woman who now was on the go. She was wearing sneakers. This was like when fashion was like, sneakers? Oh, no, you can't wear sneakers anywhere. And like, Carl was like, bitch, they're Chanel tweed sneakers, so suck a dick. I think the accessories also in this collection are some of my favorite. And I mean like just the clothes in general. I mean, even just like looking at this boiler suit, the waist is cinched in it. It's beautiful. It creates a shape. It's amazing. And I mean, I think with Chanel, obviously not everybody's going to be buying all of the clothes, but listen, I saw quite a few Chanel grocery baskets. Like imagine having the range to design grocery baskets lined with metal and tweed in the world of Chanel. These bags, they were so smart. Just a little tiny little shopping bag. It was really brilliant. I really truly think it was one of Carl's greatest collections. The looks were beautiful. They were gorgeous. They made sense. I mean, even if you look here, that is a Chanel bag wrapped like a piece of meat that you would pick up from the grocery store. Like it was brilliant. Every single thing was thought about. And I think that's why this collection is the Chanel collection to be on this list. It really truly is. I think everybody died. You have that iconic picture of Rihanna and Cara Delevingne in the Chanel grocery store. Like, it's the moment. It really truly is. Like, it's the wave. It's the girls living their best lives, you know? And if you've never watched the videos of people ripping things off of this set, I'm sorry that you haven't seen it until this video's done. So enjoy. Next up, Louis Vuitton Spring 2015. Maybe this is Nicola's debut Louis Vuitton collection. I'm not super aware of it. Oh no, I am. Okay, maybe this was his debut collection. This isn't the collection I'm thinking about though. I personally don't think this is the strongest collection. My personal favorite Nicola collection is the Resort 2016. I thought was brilliant. But the collection I think that should have been on there was Spring 2016. So Resort was my favorite because the soundtrack was fire and I loved it. And I thought that these dresses were so smart. It was just so Nicola and I was so proud and I loved everything about it. But I'll move on. This is the collection I think that should have been on there because this is when Nicola mashed his like love of techno. That's really like what I bought into when I bought into Nicola's Louis Vuitton. Was this like technology, atmosphere, aesthetic. Natasha Ramsey Levi, wasn't it Chloe then? She was still helping Nicola at LV. It was a beautiful collection. It was like space pirates going on crusade. Like it was gorgina. I believe it was also the collection that they did that amazing Final Fantasy collab. So good. I really think it was like the best LV collection. I should go back to this spring collection though. Let's see what Nicole Phelps was talking about. I don't think it's that strong, personally. Still don't think it's that strong. It's meh. It's meh. There are better collections. Sorry. Bye. Next up, Gucci Fall 2015. This was our good sis, Lalo Alessandro Michele's first Gucci collection, I believe. Actually, I don't think it was because I think his first collection actually was a Resort collection. But this was the collection that really like took everybody on. This was like when he brought maximalism back around. Like this was the moment. It was so ugly. Everybody was like, I love it. Now we're all tired of it because that's fashion. But like he really did create a moment. Like that floral, it will live on as one of Lalo's iconic Gucci moments. I mean, it really is an era of like maximalism that he created within the final 5 years of the decade. It really, yeah. I mean, I get why this collection is here. I think it's super strong. I think he really like sold us on this idea of what Gucci could be and what Gucci should be. While Eddie brought the pussy bow blouse back in 2013, Lala was the one that really like put it on the map. He really made it the thing that was trendy and loved. There he is, little cutie nugget. So sweet. I think it's a strong collection to put on there. I agree. Vetements, Fall 2015. Oh my God, remember when Vetements was like the thing? Remember that was like one of the first videos I ever made was about Vetements? It's so crazy that like we're what 4 or 5 years out from this era. There's Miss Lada Volkova, Dimna's, you know, partner in action. I think they did a really, really good job in the early years of creating really beautiful quality clothes that people really wanted and loved. The pricing was so insane, still is, but I think they did a good job of like making pieces that people really were like, holy shit, I love it. You know, like those puffer jackets that they're wearing, gorgeous. The beautiful sharp shoulder sweatshirts and hoodies, they helped to like reinstate that little floral moment. It was different than like Alessandro's florals. And I could see somebody being like, oh, that's very Eddie. But, you know, I get it. And the bomber jackets, they brought back bomber jackets. Let's not lie about it. And the oversized hoodies, the boots, the split sweatshirt. I still would wear the shit out of a split sweatshirt if somebody gave one to me. The Antwerp tee, I remember it was at Dover Street. Really amazing. It's fun to like see this because it really is like going back through time. You know, I have like memories associated with these clothes. It was at different times in my life that I was like seeing these things and falling in love with fashion. So it is really nice to like see it Demna makes a second debut for his Balenciaga collection. It still takes my breath away, the way that he did this collection. I think it was really, really beautiful. I think it was really, really powerful. I think it was so strong and so wonderful. It started with these beautiful plaid suits. They had these big boxy, you know, silhouettes and hip pads, and it was amazing. It was structured. It was gorgeous. They were beautiful. He really mixed like that Cristobal Balenciaga idea of like, bitch, I could do whatever the fuck I want, and I will do whatever I want. He had really done a good job of taking things that he had grown up with and things that he had worn and really brought them to the forefront of, you know, changing them and making them amazing. And so I think the way that you have these jackets that are off the shoulder and they're big and they're boxed, it really created something. Even if it was for just a moment, like this is a look that will go down in history. It really, truly will. And Julia Nobis was the fashion girl of the 2010s, and I will say that, and I don't care what anybody thinks. He was smart. This was a beautiful collection. It was so smart. It was so, you know, fresh. It was so new at the time. I mean, now it's like, all right, it was very Margiela, but it was still good. It was still like that. This was fugly and disgusting, but it still was great. So yeah, I love it. Demna knew how to push everybody's buttons. Next up is Valentino Spring 2019 Haute Couture, which is very recent, but it makes sense though because this was really when Pier Paolo had sort of like gotten into the rhythm of delivering these collections that were absolutely spectacular. I mean, you can watch my review of this collection. It still is such a beautiful collection. I talk about it all the time. I mean, he referenced Ebony and Jet magazines, two amazing black magazines based in America that really provided black people with the ability to see themselves in magazines and really provided black models and black designers with the ability to be shown in magazines as well. I really do think that it was a really beautiful collection. I think the colors are magnificent. His color blocking is always wonderful. I really do love Pier Paolo. I think he's brilliant. Even when I think things are ugly, he makes them not that ugly. It is quite miraculous, and I'm pretty positive the Queen herself closed this show out. Yeah, he's brilliant. He really, truly is brillante. You know, my Italian is coming out. I'm not actually Italian, in case anybody was wondering. Like the colors. This is the look Beyonce wore in the Spirit video. And there is Miss Naomi in her full glory, tits out for everybody, not just the boys. The boys are undeserving. It's for everybody. Yeah, Pier Paolo, that was a great collection. Deserves to be on there. Bam. The final collection is a Mcqueen Collection. I actually thought this was like one of the worst Sarah Burton Mcqueen collections. I thought it was so awful and ugly and yuck. Ugh. So bad. I don't know why they've chosen this collection. That's a terrible collection. I think Sarah has so many amazing early 2010s collections. Like the fall 2013 is magical. Even spring 2019 was major. Spring 2017 was major too. There are so many mage collections. I don't know why they've chosen that ugly ass. I love this one because she brought back the bumster. She did this amazing leather work. She had models who weren't just sample size. It was gorgeous. It was so McQueen. It was so beautiful. I loved it. But it was Sarah because it was clean. It was crisp. And then I think this fall 2013 collection, 10 looks, Victorian, oh, goddess, like beautiful. It was amazing. It was gorgeous. Like the work that went into it. It was haute couture without being haute couture. Like that is stunning. It's absolutely beautiful, wonderful. That's it. So that is the end of the video. Please let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. I'd love to hear all your thoughts and like what shows you think should be on here, what shows you think shouldn't be on here, and also if you guys want me to do a video of my top 10 fave collections of the 2010s, I mean, I could do it. It might be a little bit later on, you know, to give us some time, you know, right before we begin a new decade. But let me know in the comments if you want that. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video, and TTYL.